You're listening to the Casting for Fun podcast, the show that talks about entertainment, sports, music, and inspirational stories for all to enjoy. We're glad that you could join us today. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Now, here is your host, Albert Pineda.
Welcome, everybody, to the Casting for Fun podcast. I am your host, Albert Pineda. And for this week's episode, I'm going to be speaking with another good friend who I haven't spoken to in several years, Kim Bitseedy. Kim's a good friend that I met through, we met through our mutual friend, Sean Luevano. And we spent a lot of fun times in the late 2000s, early 2010s, going to concerts, particularly 311 and Dodger games, hanging out, having lots of good fun. But as we discussed in this episode, Kim and I are at different stages of our lives now, where we are married with kids, and I get to talk to her about how she got to meet her husband, Devon, what it's like being a mom, the various places they've lived as a couple, and along with reminiscing about our times with hanging out with our group of friends that we did, back 12, 13, 14 years ago. So it's a fun conversation, and I'm grateful that I got a chance to talk with her. And here we go. This is my conversation with Kim Bitseedy. Joining me now on the Casting for Fun podcast is my good friend, Kim Bitseedy. Is that how you pronounce your last name now, Bitseedy?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. I want to make sure I did it right. It's been a while. How are you, Kim? It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. It has been a while. It's been 8 years. I can't believe it. It doesn't seem like it's been that long, but it really has.
And, oh, yeah. 8 years can go by really, really fast.
Whole different person. I'm not the same Kim from 2014.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you with that. So we do share that in common, that we've been married the exact same amount of time. I just got married just a few weeks before you did. So
Yep.
I remember, okay, my anniversary is coming up. Oh, that means Kim and Devon's is coming up too in a little bit.
Yeah. Think of you guys.
Exact same year too. So
Same month, same year.
Yeah. So with my podcast, it's been really fun for me. I love just chatting with friends, particularly friends who I haven't talked to in a while. It gives me a chance to reconnect with them. And I think our conversation could be kind of fun and entertaining, just the things that we talk about, stuff like that. I do have a few specific questions that I wanted to ask you, but as normal with this podcast that I'm doing, it's really an open conversation. So anything at all that you want to discuss or bring up is totally fine.
Okay, well, if anybody's interested in diaper rash cream, diapers, or strollers, I'm your girl.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, it's funny you should mention about being different people. I mean, we're both with our growing families now. But again, even go a little further back, like 10 years ago, we were, single and like going to concerts, things like that. So, I mean, we could probably do an entire podcast just talking about parenting stuff.
You know what? I am well versed in parenting stuff. So much that, like I said, I haven't been to a concert in so long. I don't even remember when was my last concert. It's probably you and Nick.
Probably, yeah.
And I don't even remember what that was. Probably 7. I don't know.
Probably, yeah. So this will be fun. There'll be a chance to go down memory lane, and then of course at the end, I do want to ask you about some parenting stuff too, just because I think for us it would be important. Maybe not for all of my listeners. I think mostly they care about entertainment stuff, but we have to talk about parenting stuff. Okay, so going back to the beginning, we share a mutual good friend in Sean Luevano that I've known for many years, and you have as well. How did you actually meet Sean for the first time? Can you remember back that far?
Yeah, I met him. Okay, it wasn't that long ago. Calm down. I met him at church. I was young women's. I must have been probably 16 or 17 when I met Sean.
Oh, okay, very good. And so through Sean, I mean, we got to hang out, have lots of fun watching sports, and then going to lots of concerts because we love a lot of the same music. What would be some of your favorite like memories from those shows that we went to, whether it was 311 or Slightly Stoopid, whoever it was, and just experiences hanging out, spending time with Nick and Sean and Marcelo and everybody else that we got to hang out with?
I think my absolute favorite concert we ever went to was 311 at the Roxy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was so much fun. Did I ever go to Dodger game with you guys? Yeah, I did.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, those were fun too. How Gosh, all the concerts were so fun, but I guess the one I remember the most is the rock scene. You know what? That could be also my last one.
Okay, one of my favorites with you particularly, I think was 311 and Snoop Dogg, if you remember that one.
Oh
That would
my
have
God.
been at the old Irvine Metals when it was still standing. It's since been demolished. That's no longer
No,
standing.
no
Oh
way.
yeah,
It's
yeah. So they built a new concert venue in Irvine that's sort of close by. I haven't been to it yet. But I heard it's nice and it's cool. But I mean, I had so many fond memories going to the old Irvine Metals for shows, particularly for 311.
is that where Sean got stuck?
I don't think it was that concert, but the same venue. Yes, I want to say it was technically a slightly stupid show where Sean was. I mean, good friend. He's a good sport about it. But for the listeners who don't know, we were doing a group picture, and Sean stood up on the chairs, and then he accidentally they fold up and down so you can sit on them. The chairs like collapsed on him or fell up, so his legs got stuck. Oh, I mean, like it could have been a bad situation, but fortunately, we were able to get out.
Sean's cool. We love you, Sean.
That was fun. That was
Yeah,
fun.
forgot about that. Snoop Dogg, that was so fun. That was such a fun concert.
Yeah, yeah. For that particular one, we had a really big group because we had some of our other friends that we knew from Temple City were there, and then our other friend Alicia, if you remember her, she was there. And then of course Sean and Nick, and yeah, it was a really good big size group. One of the biggest that we ever had for a concert. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was fun. Gosh, I forgot about that. I have seen Snoop Dogg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, you have. Very good, very good. I know you're a big Depeche Mode fan, so I was wondering when you heard the news that Andrew Fletcher had passed away. Do you remember how you felt, or just getting that news earlier this year?
Gosh, I'm gonna be such a disappointment to you and your listeners, but I haven't been keeping up with anything.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. As we mentioned at the top of the show, I mean, parenting kind of takes precedence over everything that we do now. So I think maybe I'm glued to the internet too much. So maybe I can do better. But
Yeah, and I started this whole detoxing from internet and TV and everything, and so I'm kind of oh, no, I can't say that, but I'm really disconnected. I'm really disconnected from everything. But knowing that I probably won't be able to see Depeche Mode anytime soon really sucks.
okay, well, just to fill you in on what's kind of been going on, they haven't officially announced it yet, but fans are speculating that the band's going to continue on, which will be really exciting and cool. And they might even have some new material. They might have been working on some stuff that was uh finished before he had passed, so we might be able to get a new album pretty soon. So we'll see what happens in the future. But it's interesting that you mentioned about the detoxing. What kind of led to that? Why did you decide to kind of take a little break from social media and TV and stuff like that?
I was spending so much time on social media doing nothing, absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, everything around me is chaos. So back in November, actually, just a little backstory. My son, he's 3, and he's a really chill kid, but can get kind of crazy and wild. And so we were watching a lot of TV. I decided no more TV. I turned off the TV, but I was always glued to my phone. So I decided to turn off my phone at the same time. So that led to me having a lot more time to, clean my house and do wife stuff and mom stuff.
Yeah.
But it also led to kind of disconnecting from the world and what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's cool that we can do this podcast so we can talk, so we can actually reconnect now with the things that have been going on.
Yeah, and I let go of Instagram because to me, it felt like a waste of time for me currently.
Oh, okay.
This season of my life.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, so I mean, I did have a question about TV shows. I remember we did have like an exchange a couple of years ago where you were telling me about the show Gossip Girl, that you thought it was like one of the best shows ever, and then I was counter arguing, like saying no, The Simpsons is the best show ever, which I think was kind of funny to like be like arguing over something silly like that. But so you mentioned that you aren't really watching TV though. Are there any shows that you are enjoying at all, or?
Embarrassed, Gossip Girl. That was so long. I was probably 19 or 18 when I was into that. Wow, that's such a long time ago. Well, let's see. What do I like currently? I'm same old in some areas, but I don't really care stuff. But the same stuff like The Office or Friends, some old Friends episodes. Sex and the City. I've never
Mhm,
gotten and I love it. Jane the Virgin, which isn't new, but kind of, I guess, for me.
mhm.
But that's it. I don't really watch any new shows. My husband would argue that The Simpsons is the best.
Oh.
I don't really care for The Simpsons. I haven't cared for them, still don't.
Oh, okay. No, that's fair enough. Actually, neither does Allison. So to be honest, since we've gotten married, I haven't really been watching it since then. So that would have been, yeah, since 2014. But shows that she does love are, Friends. I mean, I'd never seen Friends before, so we binge watched it together for the first time a few years
Oh,
ago.
good
That
for
was really
you.
fun. Yeah, I enjoyed it. In fact, we did a recording. If you get a chance, go listen to some of my older episodes. Allison and I talk about the show extensively and our favorite episodes, favorite characters, stuff like that. So that was pretty fun.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I love Friends.
Oh, okay. So then off the top of your head, do you have a favorite episode? Allison's is the one where it's where no one's ready. She called the one where nobody's ready, and then
That
Chandler.
were
I'm sorry, Joey puts on all of Chandler's clothes. She thinks
Yeah,
that's the funniest thing ever.
that one is funny. Um, Gosh, I don't know the title of it, but the one where Ross finds out that Monica and Chandler are dating.
Oh, that was pretty funny. Yeah, yeah, I remember that one.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, that's very good. Very good. Okay, so moving slightly away from entertainment questions, then. So I feel like I should know this, so I apologize for not being a better friend. But can you share the story of how you met your husband, Devon? Because I remember I just got to meet him once, where we got to go out to dinner together, all of our friends at Buffalo Wild Wings, and I think shortly after that, you announced that you guys were engaged. So how
Yeah,
did you meet Devon?
I met him at Institute,
Oh, the Glendora Institute.
the Glendora Institute. He was there on
Okay.
intern.
Oh, cool.
Uh, yeah, he's not from California. He's actually from Oklahoma.
Oh,
Uh,
shit.
yeah, I know. He was at BYU at that time, but
Uh-huh.
doing an internship in Claremont at some school, private school in Claremont. And he was bored, whatever day that was. And he decided to go with a friend to Institute, which is where I saw him. And I thought he was just the hottest guy I had ever seen. And I thought, holy moly, who is this guy? I've never seen him before. The same people frequent the same areas. And so anyway, he ran me down to the parking lot. Actually, he was there with a girl. I thought that was his girlfriend, and I felt awful because I lusted after him at Institute.
Oh.
I thought, of course, he's probably married, and I've lusted after a married guy. I felt awful. So this is Brother Tolly who was teaching
Uh-huh.
Institute. So I focused on Brother Tolly, and as soon as the lesson was over, I ran out. Devon came after me. Found out that's not his girlfriend; it's just a friend, and we exchanged phone numbers, and we started dating.
Awesome. Very good. Very good. And do you remember how he proposed? Or do you remember how it all came about that you knew you were going to marry him and how that went?
What's crazy is when on our first date, he told me he was out there for an internship. So
Uh-huh.
I thought immediately disqualified, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be here for a little bit. And he was heading out to Hawaii for his second internship. After Hawaii, he was going back to BYU.
Hmm.
So I thought he's just a friend, whatever, no big deal. While he was in Hawaii, so we really just kept it at like a normal friendship. He moves to Hawaii or whatever date he moved. I actually don't even know when he moved. And while he's out there, we start communicating again and we start writing each other. And he asked me if I didn't, why didn't I give him a chance or like a real chance or something like that. And I told him he was a perfect guy, just bad timing. I'm not going to date you if you're not here or if you're just in passing. So he asked me if he would defer school for a year and move to California if I would date him for reals. And I said I would. So he moved to LA and he was there. He knew he said he knew he was going to marry me after like our third or fourth date. I didn't know that. I felt I could marry him after we were already boyfriend girlfriend and he actually was teaching me how to drive stick shift.
Oh, very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, he taught me how to drive stick shift. He was so patient, he was so kind. His car was brand new, it didn't even have license plate and it made just the ugliest ugliest, saddest sounds a car could make because I was learning. And I always felt so bad every time the car would just make these awful sounds. I knew his clutch was burning, and I always apologized, and he would just tell me, "It's okay. It's just a car. It's not a big deal. Like, you're okay." Anyway, he just kept his cool. He was so relaxed the whole time. He was so kind, so sweet, hilarious while I was trying to learn how to drive the stick shift. And so I thought, you know what? I can actually marry this guy. And just getting to know him more, I knew I wanted to marry him.
Oh, awesome. Very good. Very good. So
Yeah.
glad it worked out for you both then.
Oh, yeah. He proposed in Long Beach up in
Oh,
one of the
awesome.
towers.
Very cool. Very cool. It's really exciting to hear that. I mean, I'm sure when Devon came to Southern California from Oklahoma with his internship, I didn't think he you could tell me, did he think he was going to be finding his spouse when he
No.
came out here?
And even after he left Los Angeles and moved to Hawaii for his internship, he thought he was going to marry some Hawaiian princess out there.
Oh.
But then we reconnected and he thought, okay, nope, I'm marrying her.
It's kind of funny. So when Allison moved to Hawaii with her family and then she reconnected with me, I mean, at the time when she had left, she thought she was never coming back to the island, to the mainland, that she would find a Hawaiian guy and live out her days there. So I can attest, just like you, life can take so many unexpected turns, as it were.
Yeah, I remember taking you to the airport. Was it you were flying out to Hawaii?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I was going out to visit her when we were still dating long distance.
Yeah, that was so exciting. That was such an exciting time in our lives.
Oh, yeah. Very cool. But I mean, today's so exciting too. So it's just a different type of exciting when you have kids and you're 8 years into marriage now. So when you and Devon got married, I mean, you guys moved around a little bit, right? So were you living in Seattle for a little bit? Was that right?
Sure. Yep. So, you know what's funny? Our first date, which also disqualified him, was he asked me, would you ever consider moving outside of California? And I looked at him like he had 3 heads. I'm like, no. Hi in LA. We moved to Utah the day after we got married, and I've never been back.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, we were in Utah for a year. From Utah, we went to Seattle. We were in Seattle for a year. My brother Enrique, he lived at that time.
Okay. Yeah.
And he suggested we move to Las Vegas to buy a house because we're trying to buy a house in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw the houses here in Vegas and we thought they were great. So we moved to Vegas. We bought a house here. We were in Vegas for a year. We moved to Ohio for a year. And then we came back to our house in Vegas. And we've been here since.
Oh, wow. Definitely. Various cities throughout the country. What would be your favorite thing about Seattle? I mean, I've always wanted to go and visit, and I always just think of it as being like, the birthplace of like grunge rock and Starbucks coffee. But I mean, there's probably more to that, right?
It's so grungy. I love it.
Oh.
All the places we've lived, Seattle has been my favorite. The weather, people talk about, oh, it rains every day in Seattle. It doesn't. And if it does, it's kind of misty. It's not bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much culture. There's so much beauty. The trees are gorgeous. The ocean is right there. We used to live in this city called Des Moines, and the marina was just a couple steps from our apartment. It was
nice,
just beautiful. The food was great. Pike Place. It was just, everything was great. I loved it.
Awesome.
You guys should go.
Okay, it'd be fun to go visit. Yeah, I know I have a few friends up there, so it'd be kind of fun to touch base, maybe visit with them.
Yeah, my brother.
Enrique's up there too. Oh, okay, awesome. That's good to hear. Good to hear. And for Ohio, Allison lived in Ohio for a little bit too. What was some of your favorite things about Ohio when you lived out there?
Oh, the people. The people are amazing in Ohio. Where does she live in Ohio?
Off the top of my head, I don't recall. I have to ask her because we just talked about it too. I feel bad for not remembering.
It's all right. We lived in just outside of Columbus. It's called Reynoldsburg.
Oh, okay.
Very nice. Just country, southern folk, really nice people. I was actually terrified to move to Ohio because I didn't know what to expect. I was afraid of like racism. I was afraid of I've always lived in places where the Hispanic community is pretty large.
Mm-hmm.
I was afraid to move to Ohio, but it actually ended up being great. Some of the greatest people I've ever met.
Oh, good. Good to hear. Good to hear. So as you mentioned, I mean, you're a Southern California girl, born and raised here. I mean, this is home for you, really.
Yeah.
But you've been away since you've been married, so you haven't lived here since that time.
Yeah.
What do you think would be the thing you miss the most of Southern California, and maybe what's one thing that you're kind of glad to be without?
I guess I feel I have to say my family, but because all my family, my friends, they're all there.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from family and friends, I'd say the thing I miss the most is the ocean. Just being able to go down to the beach. It was so much fun. I miss it. I need water. I need
Mm-hmm.
water. Uh, I miss that the most. Um, what I miss the least is the traffic. I've really got used to living without traffic, that when we do go to California and I'm stuck in traffic just to move 6 miles, oh, I can't stand it.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't
Yeah, yeah. Traffic's still traffic, so what can you do?
stand it. And it's crazy how much it's changed in just 8 years. The stuff that I used to love, or the places I used to love, and now I bring them up to some of my friends and I say, hey, next time I come over, let's go, for example, to Venice Beach. I used to love going there Sundays for the drummer circle. And it's like, that's not a thing. And it's not safe anymore. And so that makes me kind of sad.
Mm. Yeah, Venice was fun.
Yeah. Do you frequent Venice still, or?
Not so much, no. But Allison and I should. I mean, again, we for activities for fun, we go lots of Dodger games, which are great. And then go to the movies and do some family vacations. We just went to Palm Springs with the kids. That was really fun.
Fun. I've never been there. It's fun.
Yeah, Palm Springs was great. Yeah, we went stayed at a resort that was really nice. But as far as like going when we do our date nights, it's kind of tends to be more localized here. So I guess we could try and do something like that. Go see the beach. Santa Monica would be really fun too. Things that I haven't done since I've been married. So, but yeah. So which actually let's talk about that. So married life and parenthood. What's been the most rewarding thing for you for being a mom? And you're a mom to a son and a daughter, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Watching them play together. It's so fun. It's so fun watching them play together. And when my son was born, let's see, we moved to Vegas when he was 6 months old. He was born in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
He's obviously the only baby in our house. And COVID happened, so there was lockdown. So it's just he and I in our home. So I played with him a lot. And I always felt so bad for him because it was just him. We didn't have other friends to go hang out with. And I also didn't want to hang out with anybody because I was terrified of anyway. But now that I have my daughter and I watch them play, I think they're so lucky to have each other. And I love it. I love seeing them play.
Very good. Very good. And what would your be like the best advice you think you would give for parenting? Like whether it's, helping to raise your child, if you have the discipline on, what do you think has maybe been the thing you've learned the most or the most valuable advice you think you would give?
Oh gosh, I feel it's a huge this deserves a elaborate answer. I don't think I have it. But um maybe treat your kids with respect and be kind to your kids. Just not that I grew up this way, but I know of a lot of parents, and even my parents a little bit, where it's I'm the adult, I know better. Kind of, I don't know if you remember Matilda, the movie.
I do actually. I
But,
never actually saw the movie, but my niece just did a play of it. We got to see her perform.
oh, okay, where the dad belittles Matilda a lot, and it's like, I'm smart, you're dumb, I'm
Uh-huh.
big, you're.
Yeah.
Think a lot of, I don't know if a lot of parents behave that way, but I've seen a couple, and it's just respect your kids. Just they're little people, but they're still people.
No, I absolutely agree. I think it's very, very important, and I've got to see that myself. That using kindness as much as we can, I think has been helpful and beneficial. But sometimes you can lose your cool, and if you do, I mean, just remember that nobody's perfect, and I guess do the best you can.
Yeah, do the best you can. I think that's the best. That's what you said is better. Do the best you can. Just try your best. Do the best you can. You're. I'm sure you're all doing a good job.
Very good. Very good. Was there
Not
any other
the
talking points that you wanted to bring up or discuss?
um let's see. Not really, besides the fact that I know you have two children now.
We do, yeah. So our daughter Avery, who's 5, and we just adopted a 1-year-old baby boy, and we kept the name Liam for him. So yeah, that was his birth given name. So he's been our home actually since he was born. So it was great that at the 1 year mark we were able to adopt him permanently. So
I know I followed his story very closely. I think you guys are amazing for all the love and care you've brought to so many children, and thankfully Liam was able to stay with you.
oh, we're grateful. Yeah. So thank you, Kim. Thank you for the kind words, and we're
Yeah,
grateful. It's been nice. It's been great.
I cried alongside your wife, obviously virtually.
Yeah.
Just all of the stuff you guys went through and all the stuff little Liam went through as well as a newborn. Just it's incredible.
Mm-hmm. And we're happy to report that he's doing healthy and well. He's in daycare. He loves it. He enjoys it. So in about an hour or so, I'm going to go pick him up, and pick up Avery from her after school program too.
How old?
She's 5, so she's in kindergarten. She just started kindergarten, and it's been a change for me. I mean, even now I'm kind of being like Mr. Mom. I'm
Wait,
doing.
are you stay at home parent?
I work part-time, but I'm actually in the midst of my MBM program at APU. So
Oh,
I'm doing a master's school right now.
yeah, that's right. That's amazing. That is
Oh, thank
so
you.
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely a huge change for me because for the longest time I was working 40-hour weeks with my job. But now focusing on school, and then when I'm home, I'm picking up the kids, taking Avery to softball and soccer practice. So it's been yeah, the Mr. Mom role is growing on me. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying this stage of my life.
Oh, that is so cool. Such a fun season that you're in and we're in. Devon works from home, so he gets to not quite be Mr. Mom, but he definitely gets to play more of a part during our day, and
Yeah,
it's cool. I'm a stay-at-home mom.
mm-hmm.
It's all fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, our intention is to actually reverse the role. So once I finish grad school, that's when I'm hoping that I'll be making a substantial amount more money. And that at that point, Allison could stay home, and then she can be Mrs. Mom, which she wants to do. So
I bet. Yeah, that's so cool. Well, I'm happy for you guys.
oh, thank you. Thank you. Were there any other talking points? Are we good to go ahead and wrap up for today?
I guess we're good to wrap up. I guess I wanted to ask, what was your last concert?
My last. Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. So just a few weeks ago, Allison and I went to go see the Killers. That was really fun.
Oh shoot, I saw that. Yeah, I did see that you saw it. That's cool.
Yeah, the Killers, they played at the Bank of California Stadium, which is that lame soccer team that we don't talk about. Not the Galaxy.
The Bank of California Stadium.
It's right next to USC, the Coliseum.
Oh, okay. That's the other LA team.
Yeah, but we don't talk about them.
We don't talk about.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's just they're the rival for the Galaxy, and I don't like them. So, but their stadium was cool. Their stadium was nice, and the concert was a lot of fun. And yeah, so it was kind of like for just a few hours, forgetting that we were parents and just having fun, like we've been back into our 20s or early 30s. So that was kind of fun.
Oh, that is fun. Have you been to any concerts with Nick?
Not since Nick moved to Texas. No.
He's still in Texas.
Yeah, Nick's still in Texas. He's doing well. He's a regular on the podcast. So if you listen to some of the episodes, you'll probably hear him, and Sean is as well. And Eddie Ramirez, I don't know if you remember Eddie.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Eddie comes on the podcast frequently too.
Cool. Well, very cool project that you have going on.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's so much fun for me. I love just chatting with friends, and it's cool to record these conversations and just catch up, see how everyone's doing. So
very cool. Well, thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for being on, Kim, and thanks for the listeners for listening. Okay, you've been listening to the Casting for Fun podcast. Thanks, everyone.